Hello everybody, today we're doing a video for GTA car kits, and today we're going to be installing our pure Bluetooth car kit into 2004 Toyota Camry. And along with the kit we're also going to be installing and showing you the charging cable for iPhone, Apple devices that we sell. So the first thing that you're going to need are the tools, and tools are as follows. You're going to need some sort of panel removal tool, a 10mm socket with an extension, Phillips screwdriver, and also some sort of drill in order, because we're going to be feeding the wires to come out of the armrest, and you're going to need to drill a small hole, and that's what you need the drill for. So we're going to start with our panel removal tool, and we're going to remove these controls here. So they simply pop out, so you start from the corner. Just like that, it comes off. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna use our 10mm socket with an extension to remove these 4 bolts. So there's 2 right here, and there's 2 if you look over there. So there's 1 here, and then there's 1 over here. So now that we've removed the 4 bolts, the radio and the whole assembly here is gonna come out. So we're gonna kind of go from the back of it and pull it out carefully, just like that. And then at the back here you're gonna see an empty port where we're gonna plug in our harness. So the harness looks like this. It comes in your box for the kit, and on one side is the connection that we're gonna plug into the back of the radio, and on the other side is the connection which is gonna go into our module. So we're gonna take this connection, and plug it into the radio. Make sure it clicks in, and then we're gonna drop the harness cable below, because we're gonna fish it all the way underneath your cup holders. You gotta make sure that you kind of tilt the radio before putting it in. So once you tilt it in, and it's back in place, and then you have your harness over here, but then we're gonna drop it even more lower, and we'll show you how to do that. The next thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna just move this out of the way. We're gonna be also installing a microphone for the Bluetooth. It's gonna go all the way here, and so we're gonna fish the wire all the way down and behind the radio and down here. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start removing this panel underneath this jingle. And you're gonna take your panel removal tool right here in this corner, and you're gonna pop this thing open right here, and then there's a Phillips screw that holds this panel in place. So we're gonna take our Phillips screwdriver, and we're gonna remove this screw. So there's 2 screws that are holding this panel in place. So there's one on this side, and then we're gonna show you how to do it on the other side. So screw looks like this. Like mentioned before, there's a microphone that you're gonna have to wire all the way to the A-pillar right here. And we're gonna start on this side. First thing we're gonna do is remove this vent. Just simply pops off. Just take it out of the way. And then I mentioned there is a second screw here. So to get to that screw, we're gonna open this compartment. We're gonna take our screwdriver and push down on this clip, and this way this pocket comes out, as you can see. And then the screw is right here. So I'm gonna go ahead once the screw comes off, you're gonna drop the panel down just like that, and this will be enough space. So now we're gonna remove this rubber piece. As you can see, somebody already fed the wire for the remote start in this car. So we're gonna take our microphone, We're gonna put it behind the A-pillar right here, and we're gonna feed the wire down. And as we're feeding the wire down, we're gonna put the rubber piece back, and over here, so basically you have to get it on the inside, this wire. So it should look something like this. As you can see, the wire is not visible anywhere. And then we're gonna be keep fishing this wire all the way to the back of the radio. So we're gonna grab the wire and pull it in here. So once you do that, we're gonna leave it here, and at this point you can put the panel back that we just dropped underneath the steering wheel. And you gotta make sure that the wire is not getting squeezed anywhere and not being caught in any clips or anything. So it should look something like this, and then of course you have to assemble it the same way with this assembled. So we're gonna have to remove this panel in the middle right here. So first thing we're gonna do is open the compartment, and we're gonna use our tool and get underneath here and simply take this panel out. Next thing we're gonna do is put the car in neutral in order to take out this pocket. So we're gonna use, you can use any screwdriver. You just pop this piece open and then press it down, put it in neutral. Make sure that your e-brake is all the way up. Now in order to remove this black panel here, we're gonna have to remove the middle part first. So we're gonna take our panel removal tool and kind of go from the edge and lift this panel up, just like that. And there is one connection here, which we're gonna have to, you have to press on a small clip, and it just, you can remove it, put it to the side. Once you do that, we're gonna lift this panel up, and we're gonna move it to the side. And as you can see here, there's already our harness cable hanging down, and we're just gonna pull it through. And then there's the microphone wire. We're also gonna drop it down. And we're gonna bring it over here. And if you already, we didn't put the bolts yet, but if you put the bolts back now, you can already assemble the dash back, but we didn't get to that part yet. So over here right now we have our harness cable, our microphone cable. We're gonna take our module. So this is what our module looks like. So on one side we're gonna plug in the harness cable, just like that, and you can screw it in. The next, and everything is marked on the module, and you gotta make sure that you connect it to the right spot. So the microphone goes into the microphone slot. Then we're gonna, right now, all that is left to do is to wire the USB charging and the auxiliary. So we're gonna do it into this compartment right here. And like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, you're gonna need a drill. And you don't really need to drill a big hole, just big enough for the auxiliary wire to fit, or it's even easier to go by the your charging cable wire. So it should be this, the hole shouldn't be too big. So we're gonna take our drill, we're gonna put it back to park in order to get some room. So we found that the best place probably is gonna be to make a hole around here. Make sure that there's nothing on the inside. Make sure you don't drill too close to here, because you have a charging port right here. So we're gonna take our drill. So So you can see here, this is the hole that we made there. That's gonna be used to feed our wires through. So first you gotta do the bigger wire, which is our charging cable. Just gonna put it through, and then the auxiliary. So it should look something like this. We're gonna leave it. And now we're gonna plug in the rest of the wires into the module. So the auxiliary, there's a marking for auxiliary, and then USB charging just plugs in here. So that's pretty much it. Everything is installed, and now we have to test everything and make sure everything is working properly and demonstrate how everything works. And once you test everything, you're gonna leave the module and everything, all the wires right around here. We consider this to be a good spot on this car. And if you want to be kind of safe so the wires don't pull out, you can just bend the wires like this, take some tape and tape them over, so in case somebody pulls on the wires, they don't come out of the module. And in this car, even if they do, as you saw, this middle piece is the only piece that you have to remove in order to get to the module, so it wouldn't be too hard to just reconnect them back. So we have assembled everything back, and the only things visible are the two cables and the microphone. And now we're going to show you how everything works. So you're going to turn the ignition to accessory, and we're going to press the CD button twice or once if you don't have a CD inside. So in this particular car, it shows up as regular CD mode, and then in some other cameras, depending on the software of your radio, it might show CD1 or CD2 or CD changer. So it's an extra mode that's been added on the radio. The CD still works the same way, and you have about 1 minute since turning the car on to pair it to the Bluetooth. So we're gonna go to our Bluetooth settings on our phone. Here we have the GTA car kit. We're gonna pair to it. So it's been paired, so you only have to do it once. Every time you're gonna get inside the car, it's gonna pair automatically. And now we're gonna test the music. When you're playing music, you gotta make sure that the volume is all the way up on the Bluetooth, on your phone, and then you control the rest of the volume through your radio. Same thing goes for the auxiliary. You have to turn all the way up. And for the phone calls, the first time you receive a phone call, turn it up on the actual phone, and then continue with turning the volume up on the radio. As you can hear, it's playing wirelessly. You can also control the music through the radio. As you can see, it's switching the music. And we're gonna demonstrate what happens on the phone call. So you can be just driving and somebody gives you a phone call. You have to be in our kits mode in order to do phone calls. It will not override your FM. And we're gonna show you how that's gonna work. So as you can hear, it's calling. So we're gonna answer through the radio by pressing next track. Just like that. And if you wanna end the phone call, same thing, you press next track, or you can do everything from your phone. So we're just gonna press that. And it goes back to your music. So right now we're doing everything wirelessly. Well, we can also test the charging function to make sure that it's working. And it does. And then if you want to do auxiliary, you gotta switch to over here. As you can see, we're right now on disc 1. So this is would be your Bluetooth setting. And if you want to go to auxiliary, you gotta use disc up and down buttons to go to disc 2. And now we're gonna plug in the auxiliary. If we press play, it's playing over the auxiliary right now. And if you want to go back to Bluetooth, you just have to go back to disc 1 right here. Press play, and now it's back to Bluetooth. As you can see, it's playing wirelessly. So that's pretty much it for how to use everything. You gotta make sure that the music quality is the same as the rest of the modes of your radio. So again, this was a video for GTA Car Kits. I hope you liked our video, and we'll see you next time.